drop in, and opt out. I'm Derek J. You're listening to Peace News Now, the best 5-minute report on the growing peaceful resistance around the globe. Today is Saturday, January 19th, 2013. Here's what's happening in the world of peaceful resistance. Craig Bannister reports for the independent media site cnsnews.com. Having lost her appeal, 15-year-old student Andrea Hernandez is leaving John Jay High School after school officials denied her request to allow her to continue her education uninterrupted by permitting her to use her old, chipless ID badge, which, quote, does not signify participation in a program which I believe conflicts with my religious beliefs. In her handwritten letter, Hernandez writes, quote, I do not wish to wear the new badge, even without the RFID chip, because it signifies participation in the program. Hernandez, who has been threatened with expulsion for refusing to wear a chipless RFID tracking badge, had her request for a preliminary injunction denied by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and the Western District of Texas. Rutherford Institute attorneys argue the school is violating her rights under Texas Religious Freedom Act and the First and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Quote, the case will definitely move forward now, and hopefully we will eventually find justice in the courts, John W. Whitehead, president of the Rutherford Institute, says. Hernandez has been hoping the school would compromise. Quote, if they dig in their heels, however, she will have to change schools, Rutherford told The Right Views. Are you tired of the U.S. government killing people around the world? Are you tired of having to pay for their murderous rampage? Are you tired of feeling helpless to do anything about it? Well, now there's something you can do. It's called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is money that is impossible for the government to control. Bitcoin is impossible to be counterfeited or inflated. Bitcoin is simply a peer-to-peer protocol, so it is impossible for anyone to shut it down, block it, or control it in any way. If you want to see an end to the government inflating the dollar to pay for murder, then you need to start using Bitcoin today. To learn how, visit weusecoins.com. Adam Snyder reports for Politico.com. The TSA will pull 174 X-ray body scanners out of airports because the manufacturer couldn't program the machines to stop producing near-naked images of travelers. The Rapiscan backscatter machines use a small dose of radiation to see through clothes and can produce detailed images of the body underneath, drawing criticism from privacy advocates that the scans were too revealing. Congress had set a deadline of 2012 that was later extended to May 31st, requiring the scanners produce only generic body images, such as those from another type of scanner which employs millimeter wave technology to create a picture more comparable to a stick figure than a photograph. Those scanners will remain at airports. TSA said it was merely complying with the congressional deadline, not addressing the privacy concerns, or complaints that the radiation from the machines represented a health threat to travelers. But privacy was definitely on the mind of Representative Bernie Thompson, top Democrat on the House Homeland Security Committee. He said the TSA's decision came, quote, because the machines do not comply with congressionally mandated privacy standards, which required Rapiscan to obscure the exposed images of passengers. After deciding that Rapiscan maker OSI Systems couldn't meet the deadline for producing the software needed to make generic body images, TSA moved to end its $5 million contract and pull the machines from use. The agency said it will yank all 174 X-ray machines currently in use by the end of May and replace them with millimeter wave machines in the busiest airports. The Competitive Enterprise Institute has questioned how TSA got the scanners in the first place, and if they even work. Quote, public and expert comments were never solicited and never taken into account before the TSA began purchasing and deploying these machines. CEI's Mark Scribner wrote on the group's blog, it remains to be seen if they are at all effective in reducing risks to air traveler safety, let alone if the potential risk reductions justify the privacy-invading airport security policies that the United States foolishly adopted after 9/11. That's all the time we have for today. Links to these stories can be found in this episode's show notes. For more peaceful news reports like this one, subscribe to this podcast and visit our website at peacenewsnow.com. Remember to connect with PNN on social networks and send your love mail to contact@peacenewsnow.com. For Peace News Now, I'm Derek J. Peace.